I found his meth stash receipt in the trash can behind our apartment in Denver, Colorado. It was a crumpled slip from a Starbucks on Wazzy Street, dated 3 days ago, showing $300 in cash paid to a guy named Drew for bulk product. I'd been dating Jordan for 2 years, convinced he was the good guy despite his suspicious bank account. I'd always assumed he had a side hustle, but this felt like something else. I confronted him at his place later that week, hands shaking as I slid the receipt across the kitchen counter. He just stared at it, jaw tight, then said, "That's not what it looks like." I pressed, asking about the cash, the coffee shop, the guy named Drew. He brushed it off as a mistake, then blocked me on social media and cut off all communication. When I showed up at his apartment unannounced 2 weeks later, he didn't even flinch when I told him I'd found the receipt. Instead, he yelled that I'd stolen from his job and kicked me out into the snow. My hands were numb, my chest burning, but I didn't have time to process it. I just stood there, watching him slam the door, knowing I'd crossed a line I couldn't undo. I called a shelter that night, got a hot meal, and finally sat down to look at the receipt again. The numbers didn't add up. Jordan's bank account had been empty for months, but his rent was paid on time. Where was the money going? I realized then he'd been using my savings, years of lies unraveled in one trash can. I didn't know what to do next, only that I'd never trust him again.